Hey everyone, my name is Gamer Corey and welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And technically we're calling this career mode, but we're using the OnAir airline manager basically to run our own company where we fly our own planes. Now, there's a couple different worlds that you guys can actually participate in it. So if you guys have any questions regarding OnAir airline manager, I try to make sure that I leave everything in. So if there's things that I'm learning, you guys can actually learn along with me. Otherwise, if you guys have questions about the program specifically, by all means, leave a comment down below because I'd love to be able to help you guys out. Because this is what's making my flight sim even that much more enjoyable. Now, I've always enjoyed flight sims. I used to be part of a virtual airline, just in case you guys didn't know that or don't remember that. And I participated in one for probably, it was over 5 years. I logged well over 1,000 hours in real-time hours doing flight sim, stuff like that. And then I got out of it because of some computer issues that I had back then. And then when flights, I thought about getting back into it about a year or two ago. And when they announced Flight Simulator 2020, then I'm like, you know what? I'm just waiting. I'm not going to reinstall everything because, yeah, it's gonna take way too much time. So I decided to wait. Yes, there's some issues with the flight simulator that we currently have, which is fine. I mean, there was the same thing way back when FSX was originally released. Yes, there's some things with X-Plane, but the frame rates are absolutely terrible. So there's a lot of complications with those issues. But we're not really going to get into that in this video. So we want to take a look at what's going on with our company. And this is Lightning Air. We have $43,000 in cash. You can see that our total company value is at $33,600, and we have assets at 0.77. So not bad. I would have to say that's not that bad. Now, the only job that I currently have pending is a brand new mission. If you guys recall from the last mission, we were able to do, or last video, we were able to actually do our first mission, which gave us 1,000 experience points, which now we actually have some skill points that we can actually go ahead and use, which I'm a little bit worried about this, to be 100% honest. But this is the direction that we're gonna go. I was really thinking about, do I want to go after the CJ4? These are both Cessnas. They're both the jets, so it's either the Cessna Longitude or the Citation CJ4. And I'm kind of thinking about what direction I really want to go. Now, obviously, the Longitude technically can go further. It can hold more. And I'm guessing that at some point they'll fix it. And it's a newer aircraft. It's one that I'm actually a little bit more familiar with than the CJ4. And I think that's the direction that I would like to go. So that means that I have to make more money in order to purchase that, or take out a bank loan, which is kind of the direction that I'm going to try to go right here. If this messes up and I fail miserably, then we know that this is not going to be, this is a test, and I don't know if it's going to work or not. And I really don't know how much money I'm going to be able to borrow. I have no idea. I know that I need roughly about $100,000 in order to really make it worthwhile. And then I'm actually going to have to get rid of the TBM because I'm not going to be able to afford it, at least as of right now, in order to keep it in the game. So that really sucks. So I really don't want to get rid of the TBM. I really enjoy flying the TBM, but I would like to have that one for some of my shorter flights that I'm going to be doing with some of the missions that are coming up, and then using the Longitude to basically do some bigger distances. Now, we can go about 1,000 nautical miles with it, which isn't bad. And that's probably about what I want to do right now. But once they get it fixed, we'll be able to go, 3,500 nautical miles, which outstanding. And its payload is actually more than the Citation CJ4. It can hold about 6,500 pounds, whereas the Longitude can actually hold about 8,500 pounds of cargo. And it can actually hold 12 people versus 10. So yes, there's a fuel fix, but I don't think it's necessarily going to work in the game as of right now. And we'll just have to go from there. We'll find out very, very soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go after the bank loan. I'm going to save this. A little bit nervous about it. What we're going to do is, I have never, ever done a loan at all. So we got to figure out where we actually need to go with this and loans. There it is. All right, I have never done a loan inside of this game whatsoever. So we're going to go ahead and do this right now. So we can actually get a principal. So, wow, the rate. I think actually if we do this one right here, 9.7, get 40 grand, I can accept that one. I think I can afford that per week. We're going to accept this loan, registering loan. Then obviously it's based on how much money we have in our current. Ouch. Okay, so instantly we took it out and we already had to pay back $2,000 extra. Okay. Is that going to be enough for us to do a check ride and rent out the aircraft? That is the real question. So we should have 83,000. Okay, so let's go ahead and generate and search for some aircraft. I'm going to choose in the list. We're going to go to jet. So virtually this episode is going to be testing. Obviously, this is the first time I've literally ever have done a loan. In my other world that I did, it was way too easy to make a ton of money super fast, hire a couple people, and yada yada yada. Wow, there's 2 citations that we can actually use now. What in the heck? Why is there? Well, maybe I should do that. That's and it's cheaper. Okay. That's new. That was not in here yesterday. I assure you of that. Okay, let's see. How many hours are on some of these? Oh my god, that's cheap. I didn't even have to take out this loan, you guys. Yeah, so if we keep our distance at 500 or less, which I think we can easily do that. Most of the flights that we've actually been even doing with the TBM have been less than like 250. So I think that will actually work. Oh, speed. What? I think something is seriously wrong here. This is correct, right? Why would a jet go that slow? I mean, even some of the propeller ones go faster than that. I mean, I think all the propeller planes go faster than 37 knots, let's be honest. Okay, this is either going to cost me $900 or $1,000 or... Okay, how much does this one actually cost? 54,000. Gives us a little bit of a buffer. Okay, I'm gonna try this one. Because ultimately, if you think about it, we're gonna be flying it, so we're gonna be able to fly it faster anyway. We're not gonna be hiring any other AI pilots or anything like that. And I don't. Well, that's a good question. I don't know if I need to hire somebody for this. Oh god, I think I might have made a huge mistake. All right, let's try it. Search. We're gonna go for it, and we're gonna go after this one, which is actually not that far from where we're currently at. It's 920, so we're gonna detail it. I'm gonna check its gas or its fuel level. Okay, it has roughly about a 1/4, which is not bad, and it's currently where? EGDH. I have no idea where that's at in England, so let's go ahead and do a FBO. There we go. Golf Delta Hotel. Play. And there is jet fuel available. Not much. That is a tiny, tiny little airport. How long is this runway? All right, let's do a search here. Airports. Maybe we shouldn't get it from there. That was the correct one, right? EGDH, right? EGDH. Well, that's crazy. All right, guess we're gonna go for this one. This one's actually over in Brussels or Belgium. So let's take a look at this one, I guess. Like $50 more for the rent price. Has good fuel. K-Boss or E-Boss. We're not going to Boston, Massachusetts. We're going different one. Let's go ahead and do airports. E-Boss. Play size 5. Okay, yeah, that should be a lot better. Okay, 10,000 feet. We've got a lot more fuel. Yeah, we got plenty of fuel. So that's the one I'm going to go ahead and purchase. Or rent, I guess. And I hope this is the good thing to do. We're going to go details. We are going to go ahead and rent. That's actually a lot cheaper than I expected, to be 100% honest. All right. Yeah, so you can see I'm over here with my TBM. But we got to get over here to the jet. Okay. So I guess let's go ahead and I think we can actually travel over there. I do check ride. Okay. All right, so we have to get over to that airport. So if we go to aircraft, you don't need a co-pilot. The instructor will have this rule. Okay. Okay. Well, let's get us over there. I gotta remember how to do that. It's been a little bit of time since I've actually done that. So we're gonna go into employees. We are gonna manage, and we're gonna transport to EBOS. Hour, 8 minutes to complete. Or we could actually always fly over there. That would always be an option. I don't want to take an hour and 8 minutes to do that, though. Okay, well, I guess what I'm going to do is I'll probably end up flying the TBM over there. Because I thought I could actually... Oh, maybe it was when I didn't have any aircraft at all. I could actually do that. So we need to... I guess we need to do a flight over there. Let's just see if there's any jobs available, because that would actually ultimately help us out a lot. So we go aircraft, and we're gonna go for this one. It's probably more than 250 nautical miles, to be honest. You know what? We're just gonna say screw it, and we're just gonna get over there. And then I'll probably have to, I'll be charged for landing and keeping the plane there too, because I'm trying to keep the TBM if I possibly can. I wonder if I can hire employees to move aircraft around. Interesting. But I might technically need co-pilots too. Well, whatever. I guess we'll figure it out. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into aircraft, and we are going to go into prepare a flight for the TBM. And what we're going to do here is we are going to confirm and fly now. We're just going to fill it up with gas all the way. $6 a gallon over here. It's fine, whatever. Okay, so we're going to EBOS, where we're heading off to today. 147 nautical miles, so it's a little bit of a flight. It's not terribly bad, but there we go. Let's go ahead and I guess let's go ahead and head on over there and get right into it. All right, everybody. Well, welcome back. Unfortunately, I kind of changed up my plans for a little bit. I went into a live stream, and if you guys haven't already checked out those episodes, make sure you guys go and check those out. They'll be in the list for the different ones, and I'll actually label it an episode so you guys can kind of try to figure out like where we're at in there. Otherwise, you can see here that we have this event logistics set up here, and it was for $47,000, almost $48,000, which is pretty amazing. It was basically a few different jobs, and my aircraft is actually at Echo Delta Victor Charlie right here, right outside of Hanover. We picked up. So what we did in the live stream is we actually found a destination from where I was at. I was going to fly over to EBOS, and we were going to go and we were going to take the longitude for a check ride, but that's kind of changed. So I want to finish this up because I want to be able to get our $47,000. Now I just want to show you guys just quickly kind of what has happened. We were able to do a few different flights on the live stream, and if you guys are at all interested in making sure that you guys participate in some of those things, and make sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel with all bell notifications turned on, and making sure that you guys check out my community page and whatnot for that. Or you can join my Discord as well. But we got the income statement. We actually just got done doing another job. You can see that's actually for today. Well, technically tomorrow, I guess, from now, which is awesome. So we made almost $9,000 from that one. However, obviously, we had a really long flight, basically up to where we're currently at. That was 0.4 hours, but this one up here, up to this where I'm currently at, it was $800, and the one before that was actually $500. So crazy ridiculous. So this is what I was able to basically spend since we actually rented our Cessna Citation Longitude. So we made actually a little bit more progress and a little bit more money, so I could actually pay back my loan right now if I really want to, which I might actually do that, especially when we get done with the next flight, because we're going to be making $48,000, which will basically pay for the loan that we actually just got done taking out, which is what I want to do ultimately. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this aircraft up, and I'm actually at the airport where I need to be at, so that's really cool. We're going to actually go ahead and fly this. We're going to grab our electronic devices that we're going to be taking down to this airport. Is just outside of Paris, on the southeast side of Paris, and then we're going to go ahead and fill up with fuel. Now this flight is about an hour of time. There we go. Wow, we got 1 extra pound that we can actually go ahead and use for that. So we're going to go ahead and confirm and fly now. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to flop on over into the simulator, because that's going to take a little bit of time for that to actually do its thing. We're going to fly our TBM, which this has been an amazing aircraft. But currently, this is where we're at. Actually, no, that's not currently where we're at. We're at Echo Delta Victor Charlie. And we landed here. And they only have one gate, but they have fuel, so that's good. And it's a very tiny runway. Yeah, not even 2,800 feet. And then we're going to go all the way down to France, which is Lima Foxtrot India Alpha? No, Alpha India. That's what it is. Alpha India. And this is where we need to go. Wow, so the grass landing field is actually longer. That's fine. What we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and do high altitude Airways. You can see that we're going to go right past, just to the south side of Paris. We're going to go pretty much right over the top of Dusseldorf. That's how you actually pronounce it, over Cologne, and then Brussels there. And then ultimately we're going to have to fly back to there is where we actually need to go to pick up our jets. So I'm going to see if I can, when we get down here, we're going to see if there's a opportunity for us to make money from going from here up to here. And then we can actually, hopefully in one of the next episodes, we'll be able to take our longitude for a check ride and actually pass that and start to move on. So, all right, so we need to set up our weight and balances for all of this. So our person weighs 190. We don't have a co-pilot. We've got 80-some percent, I believe. 140, 144, 150, 250, sorry, and then yeah, that's roughly where we're at. That's cool. That works out. And then we actually need to put our bag or our electronics in here. That's 839 pounds. So we're actually out of weight there. So let's actually take away 300 pounds and put 300 pounds there. Okay, so maybe it was 88%. All right, that looks like that's about right. I'm gonna take one more away from that. Let's do forward there. There we go. That's pretty much almost smack dab right in the middle for the center of gravity. So let's go ahead and get this flight all set up and ready to rock and roll. We can fly now because we're not going to be actually flying in the dark anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. And then on the other screen, which we can actually take a look at real quickly, we just need to be putting in where we're going to be. So Lima Foxtrot, Alpha India. And we can actually go ahead and start tracking. So yeah, fortunately we had to fill up a little bit on fuel. Our last couple destinations, we flew up here from around the Paris area, and we actually only ended up using 50% of our entire fuel. And I don't remember how many different locations that we went to, but we took off a couple times, landed a couple times. I think this is actually the third flight with no fuel. Last couple of airfields that we stopped at didn't have any fuel services whatsoever. And I landed at literally my smallest and tiniest airfield that we have ever landed at here in the game. And it was like the shortest runway that you can possibly land with a TBM, which is like 1,900 feet. It was pretty ridiculously tiny. But we did it. We did do it. All right, so we have our flight simulator. I'm actually going to click on ready to fly and then start tracking, and then it'll go to daytime. Let the game kind of load. It gets a little bit stuttery. Thing is looking good now. All right, fantastic. So let's go ahead and get our aircraft up into the air. And let's go ahead and start prepping this craft for flight today. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on avionics and the battery. We're also going to turn on our nav, strobe, and beacon, which technically this one doesn't have a beacon light at all. Make sure that we have autopilot on. We're going to make sure that we have auto fuel selected. We're going to turn the boost to auto and then start our engine. All right, our propeller will actually start to rotate here. We're going to turn our bleed on, and we're going to turn all these on. I'm not going to go ahead.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Cool. I'm not going to go ahead and turn on the anti-ice as of right now. I don't know what storms that we're expecting. On the way down over here, there was some pretty nasty storms. And we didn't have to worry about icing at all. Ooh, according to this, we got some storms above us. Oh yeah. Wow, look at that. All right. Go ahead and get that over. All right, we are ready to rock and roll, my friends. We want to get out of here as soon as we possibly can because we want to avoid the storm before it actually gets any worse than what it currently is. So I guess in that case, we are going to turn on our anti-ice. So let's get all that turned on. Okay, everything is looking pretty good. And let's go ahead and program our autopilot. We are going to be using our flight director, and we're going to be actually flying at 30,000 feet today. Actually, let's do 28,000 feet down there today. And our vertical speed at the beginning of this is going to be 18,000 feet per minute. I think that's actually pretty good. And there we go. That's all we really need. And we can change it over to our GPS. All right. We don't have to worry about anybody here. There's no other aircraft around us. So let's just go ahead and release the parking brake and actually give this a little bit of some thrust. Let's get this aircraft to turn around. All right, yeah, we definitely want to get out of here before the storm is a brewing. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's darker that way, which is actually pretty crazy. This is our landing or our takeoff strip. We'll get out here, put our landing lights on because, hey, all right, taxi down to the end of this. Okay, this looks like we're pretty much at the end of it right here. We're getting pretty close to it anyway. All right, let's get our flaps for takeoff. All right, let's go. Time to punch it. Gotta beat this storm, my friends. That storm is getting nasty. The storm has always kind of been there through our entire live stream as well, which is pretty crazy. And rotate.
Airborne time logged.
Positive rate. Gear up. Okay, I'm gonna select our heading. We need to bring back the propeller speed just a little bit. All right. Flaps can actually go up now. We're gonna have to pull back a little bit more on the yoke. There we go. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our autopilot. Autopilot is good, and it's gonna grab our heading for us. And there we go. Everything is looking absolutely fantastic. Go ahead and start, I guess, banking a little bit to the right. Get back on track here. Looks like we're already going through our first layer of clouds here. Pretty crazy. All right, looks like this is gonna be pretty stormy almost the entire time. Like we're gonna be breaking out or breaking through these clouds here in just a second. And we're actually just north of where Hanover is at. So EDVC, so Echo Delta Delta Victor, is kind of we're pretty much straight north of where that's at. If you guys want to know where we're at on the map. Just a little bit north and east, but not much. Can we even see the ground anymore? No. Like we're breaking through the clouds though. Looking groovy. Only at 6,500 feet, we got a long way to go to get up to that 28,000 feet mark. Is A-okay? Like I said, this is about an hour flight or so down to down towards Paris, and I can't remember how many nautical miles it was off the top of my head, but I think on the way up here it was roughly 300 or so nautical miles, roughly. But it's gonna take a little bit of time to get here. So yeah, we're gonna get up over that 10,000 feet mark. We'll obviously turn off our landing lights. And then we're going to continue down to the Paris area. And we're going to try to find, in the next episode, we'll try to find a short work possibility up to the Echo Bravo Oscar Sierra airport that we're going to be getting our longitude from. And then hopefully start to go ahead and do that as well. So we're going to turn on nav mode, and this will actually keep us on our magenta line. So we're going to be turning us a little bit slightly to the left. Get ourselves nice and lined up on this magenta line. All right, we're passing almost 9,000 feet now. Now look at that. Storms over there, they look a little nasty. They look a little nasty. All right, we got a 31 knot headwind, which is going to slow us down by a lot. There we go. We just hit 10,000 feet, so we can actually turn off our landing lights. And now we can just let ourselves climb up to 28,000 feet. And then when we get close to landing, or when we start our approach into Lima Foxtrot Alpha India, then we'll go ahead and be back with you guys. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed so far. So we've descended down to 11,000 feet, and we're about 40 nautical miles out from the airport. So at this point in time, we actually want to continue our descent down to about 4,000 feet, and we're going to drop down at about 1,800 feet per minute. We're going to bring back a little bit of throttle on the propeller. We don't need the turboprop to be overworked while we're actually descending here. I'm gonna actually go ahead and turn on the landing lights before I go ahead and forget those. and we can start our descent down into France. We're going to be landing at Lima Foxtrot Alpha India. Now, this is a very, very, very tiny airport. I have landed here actually in one of the previous missions of this specific group of missions. I already had to actually go to this specific airport before, so I kind of know what to expect, things like that. We got a little bit of a headwind at 7 knots. It's actually not as bad as it was at before. And actually, it's very, very clear. If you guys take a look at like my weather radar, I thought we were going to be in for some trouble, but as time has gone on, we've actually gotten ourselves away from all the weather that's actually up north. Kind of see the orange up top here, and we actually came from this direction over here, so we're actually doing, I think, pretty well. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of bring back down into our range of what we're going to be looking at. And this specific airport, I believe, is 232, I believe, or 233 or something like that for our angle, for our heading, which we're already at 227, so that actually works out pretty well. So yeah, we should be doing actually very, very well. We're actually descending a lot faster than I probably need to, because we're already at 7,500 feet. So I'm actually going to bring this up just a little bit so we don't have to descend quite as fast. 30 nautical miles out. We're still quite a bit of ways out, to be honest, from our specific destination. But yeah, flying right into this airport, it should be pretty much just right in. And I don't think... I thought that this was a runway there for a second. I was going to say it has to be a little bit further out than that. There is a grass landing strip here, and there's also a asphalt or some kind of paved opportunity for us. Still can't get over how good that actually looks out there. Looks so good. But yeah, since we aren't going to be going through any more clouds, at least it doesn't look like on our way down there, we're going to turn off all of the de-icing system for that portion of it. We did use quite a bit of fuel getting down to this airport. We were getting hit with like a 30 knots like headwind, and it caused us to actually have a lot longer flight than I expected. This flight so far, according to OnAir, has taken us about, let's see if we can get into it. Hour and 30 minutes. Now, I did pause it for just a little bit of time because I actually had to take care of something, so that's probably about 10 to 15 minutes of it. So we've still been flying for about an hour and 15 minutes, and I believe when we flew up towards Germany earlier from France, it actually only took me about an hour of time. Now, Paris should actually be off in about in that direction over there, I do believe. So I don't know if we can actually see anything of it or not. That actually might be Charles de Gaulle. You can't really see any of the buildings. We're way too far away. I mean, we're still like 30 to 20 nautical miles away from our destination of an airport. So we still got a little bit of time before we even get to where we need to get. So 4,000 feet. I think this is about what we need to be at until we get a lot closer to our destination. So that is actually looking pretty good. Quite frankly, type of flight down at this level is pretty spectacular in my opinion. I would like to get a little bit more like down south in southern France, where some of the hills are at, which obviously you can't see over in this direction because it's not really anything over there, but All right, that's beautiful. Once I get about 10 nautical miles away, we should be hopefully start to see the airport. I hope anyway. Alright, well I am taking a look at where the airport could be at, and it might actually be right there. There's a possibility that's actually our airport right there in front of us. So I believe we'll have to kind of swoop down like that. I'm pretty sure that's it. I could be completely wrong. I am seeing something coming into play. Oh, is it that one or is it that one? It might be this. Looks like it might be one of the two. All right, 11 nautical miles away. We're actually going to go ahead and descend down to 3,000 feet. Vertical speed. Go ahead and bring our propeller back just a little bit. Our prop back, our thrust back just a little bit. Drop it about 800 feet per minute. That should be perfectly fine. See if we actually have the, yeah. Yep, that's it right there. I can see it now for sure. I thought this was originally it, but that's it right there. Alright guys, let's go ahead and bring in our range a little bit. That's looking really good. We are about to start hand flying this aircraft. The elevation of this specific airport is at 428 feet. And we're about 6 nautical miles away from it, so let's actually go ahead and start our descent down into this airport. Pretty much just kind of coasting our way all the way down to that runway. Get our first little bit of flaps out. That'll kind of get some speed reduction for us. And landing speed will be at about 90 knots today. This is a very, very narrow runway. Need to get our gear out because we're only 2-3 nautical miles away. We are pretty dang high though. All right, our speed is slowly bleeding off, which is great.
Wind 300 at 4 knots.
Oh yeah, we are coming in pretty fast.
Landing time logged. Landed at Lima Fox Alpha India, Les Loges.
And there we are. That was a pretty quick stop, and that was a pretty decent landing, if I do say so myself. Let's see, there should be some aircraft that are parked over there. Yes, there are still. It's absolutely fantastic. All right, so let's go ahead and just get off the runway here. Unfortunately, there's no real taxiways. It's pretty much the end of the runway, and then we got to taxi back just a little bit. But it's gonna be really nice because we're gonna be able to make, was it $44,000 or something like that from all of this today, which is pretty good. Let's turn our taxi lights on and landing lights off. That was a very nice flight down here today. All right, yep, and just right around this bend is where we're going to be able to park our aircraft. All right, yep, and there's all the people over there waiting for me. It's standing right there by the aircraft. This is going to be one heck of a nice payday, though. Perfect. That's where he wants us. Let's go ahead and do that. Parking brake is on. Master warning off. We're going to go ahead and turn off all of our lights. We can turn off the pilot. Good. Shut down. Actual engine itself. Turn off everything else.
Engine off, time logged.
Nice.
End
Turn
of
off the
flight.
bleed. And
Registered in OnAir company.
there we go. All set to go. Absolutely fantastic. All right, so let's just jump on over into OnAir real quick, and you guys can see that we're actually only 500 experience points away from actually getting up to level 3, which is pretty good in my opinion, considering that we've only done one actual mission so far. They gave us 236. We got 37 experience points for bonus, it looks like. Or that's including a bonus, I'm sorry. So but we got 20% there. 0.36 of reputation change. Had no faults in this one. So we actually go ahead and click on OK. I'm actually really curious to see what we actually got here for the $43,400 dollars. That is absolutely fantastic. So aircraft rental this last time was $1,000, which is my most expensive rental. It was 1.8 hours because of that headwind that we had obtained, and plus I did pause the game for a little bit, so that charged me for that. So that cost and all of these for today is pretty much associated with these two. So we made almost $52,000, $52,000 here, 1,000, 2,300, 500, $500, and then our fuel. Where we left today. So that's 150. $500. So what is that, like roughly $6,000 in total costs between the rental and everything else, and we still made about $46,000 profit today. I would say that's a pretty productive day in my opinion. I guess what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and end this episode right here for you guys. In the next episode, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at if there is anything closer to Echo Bravo Oscar Sierra, which is where our jet is actually waiting for us. And hopefully we can actually do the check ride. Hopefully we can actually fly up there and then find something, fly up there, then go ahead and do the check ride all in the same episode. And then hopefully the episode after that, we can actually start our first mission, or not our first mission, but our first delivery of goods with a brand new jet. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. But if you guys did enjoy, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it. And you guys, stay gaming.